It is going to be powered by Sports Betting. It is times.co.za. We're back in the PSL. Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. It's number 1 versus maybe number 5, and they're separated by maybe 15 points. Mamelodi Sundowns still also have 2 games in hand. I think they played 14 games. Pirates have played 16 games as well. Thembinkosi Lorch, because it's possible for the first time in Sundowns' colours we'll be able to see him tomorrow. We shall see, of course, and I did say to so as well. We'll build up and build up and build up. Hype. Something like that. But I do hope that we get to see him, and Orlando Pirates fans will see him, and Sundowns fans will see him as well. It will take Pirates fans seeing him in Sundowns colours for them to believe. He's no longer part of us. Junior Khanye, our analyst. Welcome to the weekend, Mr. Khanye. It's a big game, Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. Although a big game this time around, it's like 15 points. Masobala, the games in hands of Sundowns, it could even be 20 points as a big game. What do you think about that game? It's a big game for both teams. I'm sure both of them will want to win, but I'm sad that it's not really a title game, given that we almost like second round with league. What do you think about that game?
Justice. Keep on supporting iDiskiTV, fighting no one. We try to fix South African football. She said in South African football, if the big team with the rich story, City, Orlando Pirates, Sundowns, by I think 15 points, and with 2 games in hand. Yeah. If you count those games, because Showcase Sundowns will win them, it's going to be 21 points. It's different. Very sad indeed, especially in terms of history. But now it's still a reality now, facts. Yeah, it's a very big game, especially coming from a break-up DSTV Premiership. I'm a player where most of players were Sundowns with mobile. It will be a very different, almost team yonke. I'm sure Mvala will start since he's done well for himself with AFCON, and I'm not too sure Kekani injury or what. Mdawo as well, Mdiba, we should back for and including the goalkeeper. Baridi abachita modern Pirates players ready, including Mkwena, Mshishi. Team yonke, almost. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for Orlando Pirates in Gulego. Rusty, we know they will come defending to this game. Bazofunu with Bamake, Badlali low block, Babambi Sundowns kama breaks. And Mau invite Sundowns, Mau low block invite. Kula bazon bamba kona ngamagola amaningi. Very exciting bono Thembinkosi Lorch akulela Chelsea, especially going to compete with the best, but I don't think he's going to play first 11. Sundowns andile Chalo Figile, one of the best talent, central talent of witness. If you are about 2 years, you may understand indlela. So more or less it's for me it's a typical game. Young history sizosho kanjalo because Pirates has been a while khona kune Sundowns, but current situation and facts, Sundowns is a big team compared to both in continental, and the way they are playing. There will be no competition in this game. Yeah.
Well, there was competition the last time they played. I understand Wutimanje, Orlando Pirates players haven't been playing since December, except for Mahopa no Monare, because of a break, with African Cup of Nations. The last time they played, if you remember, it was the MTN 8 final. That was one of the most watched matches in South African football last year. Millions of fans. I think it is actually the most watched game when I checked last year. Last year in local football, and that game went to penalties. Although there was wind in Durban and there was a dodgy refereeing decision as well. But Sundowns, it wasn't a one-way traffic. You go to Sundowns, yakora. So there is that pressure of it being. I know there was 6-0 once upon a time, and I'm sure Pirates fans. I remember I was seeing on SuperSport, I'm a highlights Pirates you wanna game, we win at 3-1. So there will always be these ebbs and flows. But currently Sundowns is stronger than Pirates, obviously, and that's why there's this gap between between them. But these games, similar to Soweto Derby, they have a personality of their own. You will find that something happens in the game that changes the complexion of the game. And because Orlando Pirates is also a big team, they might kind of pick up in that game. So I don't think it's an obvious one. Even if I was saying to people they must go to World Sports Betting and bet on their money, I don't know what they would say. I would say, obviously, if Sundowns is playing against Pirates, I would say maybe go for Sundowns. But these games, as they play on the day, they just pick up a personality on their own. How could Pirates hurt Sundowns if they were trying to plot for this game? How would they be able to do that to hurt Sundowns?
By approach game in low block, they must play their normal game. They've got a very skillful team compared to other teams. Pirates, they've got players more or less like Sundowns, but a different combination, the philosophy. One Jose Rivero, I think change him, chop and change team I know stability. We should but about change team whether they win or lose, they change the team. Sundowns, they've got stability team. Team was which is a bench labo the same. You need to fight for you to be in the team, and the players on the bench, they are ready to start in any team. So it's not going to be obvious game, right? Like game in general, kuna expectations. Pirates, even themselves, they know what kuna expectation in the side in labo, and they can't be beaten by Sundowns always. Good Baba Hete is Sundowns. They must start pressing forward. Play defend. You can't play so many like two anchors, like holding midfielders. Playing a front three that will press Sundowns not to start the ball. When you press as a team, the midfield must follow. Also, your back must just push a bit. The goalkeeper must be alert and also push for any ball. Because when you allow Sundowns to start the ball and then Pirates will allow them and say, "What's going to mistake?" They're very good technical. The movement of the ball is something else. They can play in intensity high. They understand the strengths of each other. The coach understands these players. If you score against them, they can respond. They hardly panic. So once Bafuna spaces behind them, they will get them. And one goal can change the complexion of a game. Pirates 4-3. So they don't have to allow them to start the ball there. And also stick to their strength. I'm sure Pirates can give Sundowns a headache. Double number 10. Between team and now somebody must stay outside.
Well, they're going to play two defensive midfielders. We know for a fact that that's going to happen.
And you telling these people mistake. I mean, these players, they're playing AFCON now. High profile players, they play Sundowns, whether they play like keeping the ball because bafuna space, but short speed AFCON. So if Pirate does that, you're giving Sundowns the advantage. You Tina will respond after you guys score.
You suspect Lorch might be on the bench tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to make expectations. As much as they sign, probably such a senior as long as anyway. If we sign obvious to sign Thembinkosi Lorch since well, he has set teams profile high. Orlando Pirates na iDiskiTV Premiership is one of the best talent. Kuna my expectations. Sundowns ngeka vela dlala. I mean, kuna Bonazir. Now Babo mandate I had ngeruma ukuthi is back to Stellenbosch. Kuna my expectations. As much as they sign him with star player Pirates, he was a good player for Pirates. Now Opamanye senzekile and uthema kafika lapha uthola ukuthi the competition was too tight. Indlela Sundowns edlala ngayo Pirates akusindlela edlala ngayo. So yeah, ibenchini uzohlala ngoba kunama expectations. If he's injury free, I'm sure he contracted it's a must play, but also he contracted favor both sides. With as much as it's a must play, you must give us that. Yeah.
All right. Your final score prediction for tomorrow night? Very big game. One of the biggest games on the South African football calendar. It's the Soweto Derby, and then it's this game. Pirates versus Sundowns and Sundowns versus Chiefs. Those are the top three games after Soweto Derby. So, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow night?
Yeah, the score will be tight. Sundowns going to win 2-1. But I'm sure the mindset is totally different compared to Orlando Pirates. In 90 minutes, they will maintain it. Those players. Yes, Pirates, even if bana equality but match fitness izobashaya. Ukuhlala December ukudlala ama-friendly is not the same. The quality is not the same between Pirates and Sundowns. Coaches, they are different as well. Look at the players benching with Sundowns. So the different will be the standard elo, the profile of a player individual. Yeah, mini game bona boy win a benching. Yeah, whoever that will come on the bench with Sundowns will change the complete either score or assist or change the complexion of the game. Sundowns will win 2-1.
There you go. wsb.co.za ukuba ke ufuna ukufaka imali yakho kule midlalo sithetha ngayo ikwakhona ke neminye imidlalo edlalayo namhlanje kwi-league ezahlukahlukeneyo nangoko nisezabukela i-Taxi dlala ne-Uppington City kwi-Motsepe Foundation Championship. So ibuyile ke imidlalo yebhola ikhona ke ne-English Premier League, Spanish La Liga. Ungangena ke ku-wsb.co.za ukuba ngaba ufuna ukufaka imali yakho kule midlalo. Ukhumbule into yoba iMamelodi Sundowns ne-Orlando Pirates yathanda usokolesana. Khona imatch ibike yadlalwa e-Orlando Stadium phambi kwale final ye-MTN 8 uRibeiro Lucas skora i-penalty kusiliwe apho Monare beshouta besithini kukhonjwa referee ngeminwe kufuna i-red card ngenkani. So le midlalo le iyakwazi into yoba le team izazi uba ingayiluza le game vele i-disrupt nje i-disrupt ngo-referee kushoutwane. So ingaba ngumdlalo onjalo okanye ibe ngumdlalo namanqaku amahlanu amane. Sizabona ke ngomso ompondo zihlanjwe bebhola ekhatywayo yoMzantsi Afrika into bazawudlala kanjani. Ungasilandela ku-iDiskiTV ku-iDiskiTimes.co.za ungalandela ke no World Sports Betting. Thank you very much for watching us.